Good evening and welcome to the black screen while I reconfigure things so that we actually have Dwarf Fortress visible again. Welcome back to, I don't know what's going on with time anymore, where Dwarf Fortress has crashed on me several times this evening. Indeed, I'm not quite certain which of the various saves I just loaded. But this looks like a fairly... I think this was the manual save, because various things, in particular this is flooded down here, which I think indicates that we're further on than the last auto save, than the last end of session save rather. Let's see. Everyone has a station order. Yes. Let's just do a bit of. So does that also mean that we've got the standing orders set correctly? Yes. That means we've probably also forbidden all the items. Right. So let us try again. Actually, let's first exit that Firefox. Right. All that is running on this computer is Dwarf Fortress and OBS. I do actually have a 16 gigabyte DIMM lying around on the table over there, which I could put in to make things better, but not tonight. So let's unpause and see how badly wrong this goes, probably. Well, no one died in the few seconds I unpaused for there. So what I think we're trying to do now is work out who is actually going to sensibly go down into the fortress now and lock the doors behind them, leaving out anyone who's an idiot. And in particular, what's the state of these doors? In particular, this is one door that... Yes, right. This is one door that this dwarf might be able to get through. But why are you going that way? In what way is that a sensible way to go? Yes, so quite a lot of dwarves have gone, ooh, goblins, let me go and hit them, rather than... I've been instructed to go over here. I will go over here. Obviously, there is a distance at which we would quite like the goblins to... the dwarves to attack goblins when they see them. But it's quite a lot closer than the distance from which they are actually running up to the goblins and attacking them. But the problem is, without civilian alerts, if we put them into civilian mode, they'll just do even more stupid things. I mean, they'll not attack the goblins, but would get slaughtered by them anyway, I fear. There do seem to be a lot of dwarves running in the wrong direction. Let me just make extra certain that all those orders are actually... I mean, it does look like they're all stationing in the right place, because several of them are coming down here. Just that quite a lot of them are not going down there. Steph suggests killing goblins to reduce virtual memory requirements. Yes, that will probably help. You get messages about martial trances for people who are already dead. Right, so I think we are still experiencing the... I mean, if you can get the troll siege engineers to die or at least be incapacitated up there, that would actually be kind of helpful. I mean, I think this one may be about to try to bridge the river, possibly having not noticed that they already have a bridge, though it does appear to be a bridge that's drowning a lot of goblins. Are there in fact any goblins, any dwarves who are going in the correct direction? Yes, good. Many of them may be idiots, but some of them are not idiots. Right, that troll miner was dangerous because that troll miner could dig. That troll miner is not going to be digging anymore, and so I think that was the only digging capable thing they brought, creature they brought with them. So I think that, stupid though Bombrek Aaron Zephon's presence there is, they may just have made sure that that there's no chance of the goblins digging their way into the fortress, which at least limits where they can come in through. So a recruit has, probably turned out to be naked. Oh no, no, that was the Goblin Spearmaster turning out to have a weapon. So yeah, we're going to be paying attention to what Bombrek Aaron Zephon anyway, because Bombrek Aaron Zephon keeps being awesome and then dying. Like, no one else is doing any good, but so how are things looking further south then? Has our... That's the wrong direction to be going in. You should be trying to run away from the outside world, not towards. I mean, when I say run, I mean swim. Right, there is now no one in that swimming pool, but that probably means we don't need to bother locking the door to it anyway. Let me guess, the War Grizzly has just died rapidly. Oh no, not yet. Right. Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job there. 26 goblins Bombrek Aaron Zephon has killed in total. Most of them probably not this year. So what have we got left? You're still on the surface and might possibly go the right way. But last I looked, you did appear to be kind of stuck. Those two, are those two going to go the right way? Doesn't look like it. So Asterith Amel has... a lot of these are just, yeah, they're going to die. They shouldn't have been there in the first place. I mean, Bombrek Aaron Zephon is still not fully mobbed and might actually, like, if they can start picking off the goblin crossbowmen, that'll be quite helpful. I think some of our troops up here have actually started shooting, which is helpful, maybe. So how are we doing it? No, you're still in the wrong place. Yeah, that's going to be quite effective. Is Bombrek Aaron Zephon anyway? Lost them. Oh well. Sure, they'll turn up. So what's going on down here now? No, you're still in the wrong place. All right, there you are. No health problems. And like, yes, legendary axe dwarf. It's only a well-crafted battle axe. A mangled, well-crafted battle axe, apparently. And it's only iron, it's not even steel. So you're still in the wrong place. So how are things looking near the entrances? There's two dwarves here who I hope will come in rather than out. Now they seem to be going the wrong way again. What are you doing? Oh, you're trying to pick up equipment. What are you trying to pick up? There isn't anything you're allowed to pick up in that direction. I've made sure of it. Unless you're trying to go in there, I suppose. Let's make sure that's forbidden as well. And just in case you think there's a way into the swimming pool. That's rather sad. We've lost an Axe Lord. Not Bombrek Aaron Zephon, who, like... I think the goblins have abandoned this, are not adequately protecting their rear. So Bombrek thought he'd go and flank the army all by himself and is actually succeeding. And is so far, like, you know, there's several dead, quite a lot of dead goblins and a dead troll back here, which suggests that actually the, well, two-person flanking manoeuvre, but the other person certainly arrived with very little skill and possibly no weapon. And no weapons. But a shield that they're willing to bash people with. those two between them are actually not doing a bad job. Like the goblin crossbowmen are firing quite a lot of bolts at them. How about you cancel that pick up equipment task and go and do something better? Bomb Aaron Zephon, I think, just killed another goblin. Like, mostly I'm worried that Bomb Aaron Zephon is going to get tired. Because that's basically all that's going to hurt him. Unless a lot of goblins get round him. Ideally, he should go and take out that troll, but... I could do, though that troll can only build, so probably I don't care about that troll either. I can, in theory, tell him precisely who to kill. He might even pay attention to me, but like I think he may have better tactical nous than I have, so there's still someone trying to get away. Looks like someone trying to get towards, sadly. What are you doing? You think you're stationing. You think you're stationing, so all being well, you'll go to the right place. How are things going on in that underground tunnel? That dwarf is still in the wrong place. That goblin is still holding the door open, and hence causing flooding. Oh, I think that troll may be about to get about to be the next target anyway. Right, let's have another look around. What are you doing? What are you... You're going to die this timeline. What are you doing? No, do not... Excuse me. Right. Well, I mean, it might work. All right, yes. I'm sorry, I was just considering that the wrestler might have bitten off the troll's foot. No. The bomb wreck has hacked off the troll's foot. Our other dwarf up there is just wandering around, like thumping and biting the troll, which is probably not going to be very effective. Right, you're trying to train a Tearsal Peregrine. Please don't. Yes, because you're not technically in the military. Right, you're getting a squad just so that I can fix this. No uniform. Station underground. Right, that might work, who knows. Or you might decide that despite the fact that you have no weapons and no armour, you're going to go after the goblins anyway. No, you're going the correct way. Good. Right, I think that's that second troll dealt with. So there are no longer any trolls in the enemy army. Um, so what's happened to this recruit? They're now drowning while trying to get out because I think on this occasion this goblin spearmaster has refused to get out of the doorway and is thus continuing to cause flooding. I mostly need to pay attention down here to whether everyone is getting indoors, whether there's anyone left who should be getting indoors. Those look like they're still trying to get indoors. Though they may possibly just be milling around, but that's fine. They can mill around a decent distance from the front line. You don't seem to be horribly injured. How are you doing at, like, killing things? Slowly, but...
One of your militia captains has been trying to bite the wing off a cave tracker.
Right.
For reasons not explained, because good grief, why would they explain anything like that?
Bomrek Aaron Zephon has just leapt into the river. They're a competent swimmer, so this shouldn't be disastrous. Indeed, it might mean that they can start dragging goblins into the river. So who is this up here? Vabok. Though the slight danger is that this means that the goblins are going to be able to surround Bomrek. Yeah, I'm sorry, Vabok, you are probably not going to survive much longer. Because you no longer have Bomrek there to fight the goblins off. Bomrek being, as he is, in the river. Which is not an entirely unreasonable place for him to be. But it does kind of limit his ability to kill things. If you were to leap into the river, you would probably do a lot better, but I bet you're not going to. Indeed, Bomrek's probably getting a bit of a rest now. Damn it! No more dwarves are rushing out to hit people, rushing forwards to hit people anyway, or dragons, and that really isn't a good plan. Because what happens when you rush out to make friends with the cave dragon is something like that. Yes, cave dragons are a bit more scary than my not so exciting cave grizzlies. Cave grizzly? War grizzlies. Um, okay, I think there is no longer a dwarf in this tunnel. I think that's their corpse there, but I can't quite remember what their name was. So I think we may as well lock the last door out of that tunnel. So, I think I'm going to do another save here. Saves are quite slow, but like, given how things keep going splat, that's perfectly normal, is not responding. So yes, so things are currently Bomrek Aaron Zephon is doing surprisingly well this timeline. Quite a lot of goblins are actually drowning simply because of sheer incompetence at using a bridge, as far as I can tell. I mean, possibly this hints at a particularly silly approach to killing goblins, which is to have a narrow bridge over some water and then a bolt thrower set up to fire along the bridge. And then they'll all keep dodging the crossbow bolts and falling in the river. It might work. Like if we survive that long. So that means that mostly our hope now is that maybe there's someone left around down here that won't just rush forward and get themselves killed by a cave dragon. But like, it really isn't looking good in that respect.
Cave dragons apparently can grab things with their wings.
Yes. Yes, I think this one is going to lose me more dwarves than the earlier attempts were going to, because more of them have just gone charge rather than hiding. So maybe would actually have been better to take them all into civilian mode. Oh well, live and learn, or possibly don't live. On the other hand, Bomrak Aaron Zephon's kills are quite impressive. So this timeline, though they are currently just resting in the river. Sadly, that will be going very badly for their friend. Right, yes. You've drowned, as kind of expected. Right, Bomber Aaron Zephon, despite being in the river... Oh no, he's got out of the river. Right, that's why he's starting to attack things again. So is there anyone who is currently usefully fleeing? Doesn't look like it. So maybe I start locking the entrances anyway. On the grounds that no one is going... That way the goblins will probably move more randomly. Where are you going? You're walking along those walls. That's entertaining. I mean, not very helpful, but does mean that the goblins are closer than they look. Right. So a goblin swordmaster can destroy a floor hatch. Which floor? Where is that floor hatch? That's actually important. Sadly, we don't have a location for that. Ubzu Gosruno. Uh, hmm. So that one's still intact. That one doesn't exist. That one they can't get at. That one's made of bauxite. Slightly confused by what the floor hatch is that has just been destroyed. Oh well. I just need to be a bit like, look, they're obviously trying to go downwards. So we need to be a bit cautious of, are there... Oh, is it one of the ones into here? Doesn't look like it. So, yeah, this lot are getting mauled by cave dragons. Bomber Aaron Zephon is doing an excellent flanking job up there, slowly picking them off from behind. I'm just worried he's going to get tired, or more, too tired. Like, he needs to take things fairly easy. Plus, there's this huge squad that seem to be organising themselves, and I'm a bit worried about that. Also worried by that unfortunate wrestler who appears to be flying through the air over quite some distance. And yes, has not actually managed to do anything to the cave dragon. Oh no, has slightly bruised a cave dragon. Right, so I'm going to now look around the entrances and try to decide if there is any reason not to... There is every reason to seal this one now. Because there is a goblin 2 squares away. Well, 2 squares away. That one is currently open, so let's not seal that one, but we'll seal that one. And as soon as that one closes, I think we're sealing that too. Anyone still on the surface is now officially on their own. So now we kind of need to work out what we're going to do next. Like, plenty of goblins are busy. Right, we have a bit of an entertaining problem here. This goblin has died in this doorway, which means that now the river is continuously pouring down into the drainage system. And then getting pumped back out again. Now, I think I would expect that their corpse should get washed into the staircase, at which point the door will be able to close. But I'm not quite confident of that. So now there's a question of what do we do with everyone who's down here. I think I kind of want to wait until... So we could try to take the remaining dwarves out of military mode, but we really want Bomberek Aaron Zephon to stay military. And, like, frankly, we have about 3 other dwarves we might be able to save. So possibly our aim is to wait until everyone on the surface is until all the dwarves on the until many of the dwarves on the surface are dead, and then do something. That doesn't feel right though. Like we should be starting work on fixing things now. So what I think I should do is something like we cancel everyone's orders, but then any dwarf I can find on the surface is instructed to, or at least any dwarf that I think might not be able to run away is instructed to keep fighting. So Seb asks, if you were to manage to get the dwarves underground and lock stuff up, would the goblins hang around or eventually get bored and go away? If we were able to completely seal things, I think after like a few months they would wander off. But it's quite difficult now to completely seal things. Because it looks like, I mean, they haven't brought, they no longer have anyone who can dig, but they do have 2 battering rams, which is, I think, what these are. I think, rather, they have these 2, which I think are battering rams. They did have a troll miner, but the troll miner is dead. They did have a troll siege engineer who could build bridges, but I think they're dead. But I think the goblins are quite capable of at least destroying doors and floor hatches. So I think they can still get in. Admittedly, they also seem to be quite good at drowning each time they try to cross this river. Which is at least a little bit helpful. Right, so I'm going to cancel everyone's orders, but then take those people who are meant to be out here, and I'm actually going to tell them to station near the fortress entrance because they can't get in anyway. So you're a dwarf, you're not going to live. You are Imush in Splatter the Lyrical Seas. There are only actually 3 members of Splatter the Lyrical Seas left. I wonder where Datan is. So you are Soxal in the Waters of Twinkling. You're right next to a cave dragon. You should just survive as long as you can. And then head back for the fortress. Imush has been dealt with. You, I think, might stand a chance of survival. So actually, since you're there, I'm going to unlock that door, that floor hatch, and see if in civilian mode you run in the correct direction. You are right next to a goblin. You are doomed. You are Monom of the Oceanic Calm. You should stay military. We've dealt with you. Right. You. Emotion, we've dealt with you already. Dealt with you. Dealt with you. Right. I can't immediately see another dwarf on the surface. Oh. You. Vabok. Of the Salty Inks. Stay military, come back to the fortress when you can. Right. So a bunch of dwarves have now become civilian again. If we spot someone with a civilian title in a fight, we should put them back to military. Steph says, can they bash doors? Probably. I think that was Bombreak Aaron's F on dodging a crossbow bolt. Yes. Blocking 2 more. Heading towards another elite crossbowman. So now we should be in a situation where we actually like have civilian dwarves underground. So now we need to think about how the goblins are going to get in. I am so tempted to try to tempt them in through the old swimming pool. I think that's got to be our best chance. So I think we actually unlock all of the old swimming pool. Oh, there's where they opened. I think they're trying to get in through the old swimming pool already. We don't need to unlock the old swimming pool. They're trying to get in. And then we start the pumps once the goblins are inside. We can lock that door, which is the only way out of the swimming pool into the fortress, which will then take them a little while to get through. Right, this is looking like a plan. Let's unpause for a bit and let another goblin die. Why is there no thing for Bombreak Aaron's F? I just saw them kill someone. Maybe they didn't. Maybe the goblin just died. Saw Bombreak Aaron's F coming. And went, well, I could fight, but what would be the point? Okay, I think we have someone who is not in their correct mode. In that they're being called a broker. I don't know if I can find them though, but we'll have a look. But I can find you, Carol. I mean, you do still seem to be shooting, so maybe you are actually still in military mode. Oh, is that you? Is that Carol? No, that's not Carol. Someone, I think, is actually, like, shooting at people with a crossbow. I just can't work out who. So I'm going to assume that that's Kerol Thedok, and because like we get a bunch of messages about flying crossbow bolts, and there are still messages about flying crossbow bolts. Um, so I think Kerol is still in military mode. They're just labelled as a broker because that's treated as a higher priority than their military role. Um, Bomberek is currently mostly dodging crossbow bolts while trying to catch up with people. So what should we do indoors? Yes, what we're doing is we're hoping. Okay, so given that, the next. What are you doing and why are you Cogsack, Bemrock, Mbal? Oh right, yes. I think we should get all of the squads. Uh, Current schedules to be off duty for now, or rather to be ready. So that they don't think they're military and don't think that they should try to find ways out of the fortress to fight people. So I'm slightly worried by what this dwarf here is doing. But they've now become non-military, which might help. Don't think that's affected anyone we think is currently in a fight. South of the old pool, I see G's. In here, yes, that lot are perfectly normal. They're goslings. Don't worry about them. We're expecting to see the goblins first in here. So if they come through, they will end up here. So I think we probably want to try to set up some bolt throwers there. I'm kind of going, can we get... Well, last time I tried, I think we didn't have enough bins. Let's just confirm that. Right, so what happens if we find an empty bin in a stockpile somewhere and de-stockpile the square underneath it? Has that worked? So that bin is now loose. So now if I try to build, and it was empty, if I try to build a bolt thrower, then that works better. Oh, do we have any mechanisms inside the fortress? It's like our main mechanisms stockpile is all the way over here, though. Surely they aren't all over there. surely the ones that are on the surface are the large number at distance 72. Unless there's actually a huge pile. Oh, there's a huge... No, but they're all forbidden. Let's also forbid... Let's forbid more things. Forbid the whole surface. We should no longer be even thinking about trying to pick up objects anywhere on this Z level. Right. That's going to be an utter mess when I come to fix things afterwards. Right. Now there's only 7 copper mechanisms is available. No, let's use an accessible thing, and that 1 pair would bin. Right. So we've got enough, I think, parts to build another one if we can do the same thing. We just find another empty bin, that one there, and destockpile that square. Then we should be able to build another bolt thrower. And actually, we've got enough parts to build a third one. So let's find a third bin we can destockpile. Basically, I'm looking for a bin that's just labelled as apricot wood bin, like that one. Damn it, I've forgotten which one of those it was. Left one, right one. So that's now an unwanted bin. And we can ask for a third bolt thrower there. Right, I have no idea if that's going to work, but it seems like a good plan. So, lots been blithering in IRC while I wasn't looking. The goblins enter the old pool. They can be given unexpected swimming and being run over by minecart training. I'm mostly only planning the swimming. The minecart training, I mean, it might work. We could try throwing minecarts at them as well, but mostly we're just trying to keep it full of water at an appropriate time. This is not so much a fortress as a random collection of locations. This isn't so much Campture's fortress, rather it is integrated with the community, yes. So yes, right, how's Bomrek Aaron Zephon getting on up here? Ben gets distracted by someone being killed by a cave dragon. Yeah, that was pretty fatal, wasn't it? Messy. I think Bomrek Aaron Zephon is mostly dodging crossbow bolts at this stage. Oh no, quickly bruised a beak dog in passing. Oh yes, there's a beak dog. Bomrek Aaron Zephon has 94 kills so far. Not all of them in this siege, I should point out. The beak dog probably shouldn't be your highest priority bomb wreck. Oh, you've stopped bleeding. That's good. If you could just stay there, lie down there, we'll come and fetch you later. If you're lucky, bomb wreck will keep this enormous mob of goblins off you. Probably won't, actually. Bomb wreck will probably not survive that many goblin swordsmen. But, like, I've said that several times already. What's the cave dragon up to? Right, yes, just killing people. Okay, I think the beak dog is still alive there. It's just that we can't see it because one of its limbs is flying off. There it goes. Oh dear, Bombrek Aaron Zephon's been bruised. Sorry, yes. I didn't actually open that on screen, but I saw it in the log. Right, yeah, I think you can stop hitting that beak dog now. But yes, Bombrek Aaron Zephon's got bruised by a silver crossbow bolt bouncing off his gauntlet. Oh, no, that mob of goblins doesn't seem to be getting adequately distracted. Oh, how's our broker doing? Okay, mostly dodging people. Not quite sure where they are. So even though they've opened the pool, they don't seem to be going in there. But they don't seem... I mean, there's a cave dragon here. I wonder if the goblins are going to get horribly distracted by our livestock. Wee crossbow bolt flying through the apiary. And, well, some people want to encrust things with gems, but sadly there are no things to encrust with gems. Look, you've already cut its heart in half. You probably don't need to keep going, assuming it's still the same beak dog. I mean, you found another organ you can attack, but... Right. Just take its head off and then get on with the neighbouring goblin. Oh, was there a thing from one of my war grizzlies? How's the war grizzly doing? Badly, I expect. Yes. Right. Yes. I think that your prioritisation there is good. You're not worrying about the fact that there's a beak dog lying prone on the floor, and you are attacking the passing goblin. All right, that's a sword master, is it? Okay, that's going to be a bit of a problem. But you've neatly dodged that crossbow bolt. So let's just check. No goblins have got into the swimming pool. No goblins around that entrance. No goblins around that entrance, except possibly in a cage. Though the cages, no, do not contain goblins. Has anyone picked up my build bolt thrower tasks? Yes, there are actually people trying to build those bolt throwers. People are having baths as well and all that kind of thing because, well, personal hygiene in a crisis is very important. Okay, you're a mechanic. I'm going to have to work out what you're doing. Yes, the war grizzly is just having a bad time. Okay, so I think that mechanic, whoever they are, is on the surface somewhere. In among this lot and should be put back into military mode so that they have half a chance. I mean, actually, they're shooting and running away, which might be reasonable. Okay, I'll leave them in their current state for now. They're not getting hurt. So Bomrek should be about to meet a goblin again, and has leapt away into the river again. That's fine. The river is a fairly safe place for you to be. Yes, I'm not surprised. Does a war grizzly does at least distract a goblin for a fair amount of time. Right, you've destroyed another floor hatch. Shale one, is that one there? Yes, right, so you've broken into the drainage system. That might be interesting. Sorry, everything is getting slightly sluggish again. I'm going to save now, just in case. I've improved misc object. What were you hitting people with, you silly goblin? Is their misc object skill? So their improvised weapons skill, essentially. Excuse me while I run top and see how bad things are. I mean, that looks fine if my understanding of what these numbers are meant to mean in top is reasonable. But I am a bit confused. I think it is possible that Dwarf Fortress is currently eating all of my memory in a really unhappy fashion. But we've successfully saved, so we can give it a bit longer. What's happened to this poor goblin? All right, yes, they got thumped by Bomrek, who then leapt into the river. So yes, the goblins now have access into the drains. We can't, so that gets them down to here, but they then have to take quite a convoluted route to get back out of the drainage system. I don't think the drainage system is like actually sealed off from the fortress at all. So they would, by coming in that way, be able to get into the fortress. But they can come into. We've carefully made sure that it is quite possible for them to come into the fortress through the swimming pool, the old swimming pool. So my hope is that they'll do that instead, rather than going through the drains. Go on, jump into the river with him. It'll be fun. I presume the war grizzly is just like, yes, getting repeatedly stabbed. Oh right, you're our mechanic who is randomly on the surface. And I would have made you put you back into military mode. But you seem to be doing pretty well by not being in military mode. For now. I am a little concerned about the closeness of that goblin mind. But no, see, you've stepped smartly away. Bomrek Aaron Zephon gets to do a lot of things while being in a river. I mean, you're missing a lot, but like I'm sure you're getting better at you'll get better at archery with this. Yes, I've worked at the shale floor hatch is the one that leads into the drains, I believe. Oh, oh, oh. Hang on, no, that's not. Is it? Let me have a look. Yeah, that doesn't look so happy, does it? Let's have a quick look. Oh dear. Oh, it's your left shoulder. You've lost your shield. Right. That's not so bad, but it is probably the beginning of the end. Yes, the Swords Dwarf has died. That's not a great surprise. Takes a lot to kill a grizzly bear, doesn't it? So I think we do have the slight problem that Bomrek is not actually willing to attack from in the river. Which means that essentially he's a bit of a sitting duck at the moment. Like, until he can get himself out of the river. Yes, how's that goblin corpse doing? It's still all blocking that square. Yes, I think this I must withdraw and then shoot you from a bit further away is actually working fairly well. I mean, as in, you're not dead yet. Won't last, but... Oh dear, that was bad. But like, if you withdraw again and shoot from a bit further away, which you are doing, in fact. I mean, you'll miss because you always do. Oh no, you hit in a sense. Yes, one problem here is that there isn't really any incentive for the goblins to leap into the river, which is what we would like to happen. So you're still doing all right by mostly dodging. I mean, if you're not going to get out of the river, Bomrek, just go and sit in the middle of it. That way they can't reach you. Or even go over to the far side of the river. I don't think dwarves have, like, sarcasm. Oh, that's getting crunchy again. Yeah, there is something going weird here. What time is it anyway? Oh, it's 10 to thing 1. I should probably stop in a moment, given that things are going crunchy again. Let's just have a quick look around. So, Claire asks, how are the bolt throwers? Someone is assigned to building each of them. So far, no items have actually been shifted as far as the bolt thrower. Let's find the people who are responsible for them and see how they're getting on and where they are, if we can. So here's someone who's meant to be constructing it and has not yet picked up any of the items. Similarly, no items currently being carried, and similarly has not yet picked up any items. Like, the thing is, we are running time extremely slowly here. So yes. I think that wound, that Eran Zephon wound, is actually just a bruise, which caused him to drop his shield. Meanwhile, Aloth Thingamy is doing exceptionally well at dodging things. How did this goblin get hurt? I mean, I can probably ask, actually, can't I? There! No, I can't, because Dwarf Fortress just exploded again. Well, I took a save fairly recently. I think we're going to say that's enough for tonight, and this siege is bad for my poor Dwarf Fortress and possibly for my entire laptop. I did say it was getting a bit crunchy. I don't know what's going on here. Something is quite badly wrong, whatever. I mean, we've got 16 gig of swap assigned, and it's all in use. And it's all still in use, which I don't understand. Like, surely, if Dwarf Fortress has exited now, it should all have been given back. What's going on? So, yeah, I'm confused, but I think it's also bedtime. So we will stop now. And I will probably do some experiments involving just letting things run a bit and seeing what memory consumption looks like, and possibly firing up Collect D to get some pretty graphs, and maybe just adding that extra 16 gig of RAM that's lying around over there, which I did just buy in order to add it to the laptop. So we will do that, but not now. Instead, right now, I will say goodnight. And we will come back to this on Friday, maybe, if things are not horribly on fire. Till then, good night.